My name is the Beast.
He is making a statement on this course.
What crack? The Beast is back! The third fastest.
My name is Alan.
He showed us he's healthy. He is a beast. The fastest time of the night so far.
NinTerview is a New Jersey production.
I have competed on American Ninja Warrior 5 times.
Awesome.
I have competed on American Ninja Warrior 4 times.
Nice.
So actually back ANW 3, right?
Yeah.
So that was my first year. James was a walk-on, and it was back when we were still doing the boot camp version of the show. And we didn't know anything about each other. And it was I'd been like 2 weeks into training and kind of got accepted and was really lucky. We ended up being on the same team at boot camp, and again, just the camaraderie you get from this stuff. And at first, I wasn't so sure. I'm not gonna lie.
No one was quite
But this guy
sure
is one of my favorite guys on the planet. He's awesome. He messes with people. He messes with me, and I love it. I think there's no better person, honestly, within this that would rather have this jokingly, kind of this joking debate over the rivalry and the nickname and whatnot. He definitely brings me up, and that was kind of. I like that they've kind of brought this out because, again, if there's anybody out there that I can try to compete against, even though it's really good competing against the show, but someone that can really bring me up is this guy. He's awesome.
It's good for me because, training-wise, having to, drag this guy up with me it's always...
I'm heavy.
Yeah, he's one of the heaviest competitors. So, look at this. That's like 280 pounds right there. It's solid.
We are really good friends, actually.
No, it's... He's been joking with me about, we should totally do, a rivalry thing. And I'm just like, yeah. And we actually did it this year for season 6. And they just... I loved the way it turned out, even though it's just a funny thing we decided to do.
Nice.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think what keeps bringing me back to the show is not only the difficulty of the obstacles every year, how they're improving, but just the awesome camaraderie of all the guys and ladies involved. Really getting a chance to go back down and meet with everybody after not seeing them for a while is one of my favorite parts about the whole thing.
Awesome.
For me, the initial draw is it's not about winning. It's about testing yourself and pushing yourself to the limit and becoming better, not just physically, but mentally, and being more prepared and just becoming a better person. And what keeps me coming back is when you surround yourself with other people that are trying to do that. It's the best environment you could possibly imagine. It really attracts the best people I know, the best people I've met.
So honestly, from a day-to-day training standpoint, I don't get to do too much focus work on Ninja Warrior. I spend a lot of time doing chiropractic and then transfer over to coaching parkour. I'm trying to more consistently get a couple days in a week, but that's something that's kind of new this year.
Yeah, come on!
So, yes, sir.
Yeah.
As far as my day-to-day day routine goes, it's mostly just running. I mean, if I have like 20, 30 minutes, I'll just go for a run.
So up to date, my best accomplishment on the show is just coming back from having a bad year a couple years ago, getting injured.
This year injuring his shoulder, he shows us he's healthy. He is a beast. The fastest time of the night so far.
So being able to come back this year and get back to Vegas and really kind of prove to myself again that I am supposed to be there. That's kind of my biggest accomplishment this far for me personally.
My biggest accomplishment so far on the show is just basically taking everything from Alan.
Nice.
That's, it's my goal every year is to just take something from him. But I mean,
And you achieve.
I achieve it every year, so it's pretty great when I can walk away from it every year,
Successful.
knowing I achieved my goals. I made it to stage 3 twice, and I guess that's no small feat.
You could see the Beast trying to mentally prepare himself for stage 3, which has really been such an enigma for him over the years.
Hard as I do for this, and change your life for it, and I mean, every year is extremely disappointing. It seems to be more disappointing every year, and it's hard. I don't even know how I'm dealing with it. I know Mr. Sasuke over from Japan, he no longer competes. He's competed in like 28 tournaments, or 25, 28 tournaments, and they asked him, like, if you could sum up your experience in one word, what would it be? And he said pain. And when I saw that interview, I just thought to myself, oh gosh, what have I gotten myself into? Because at the point where I was when I saw that interview, I could really relate to him and his experience, and I'm like, I've only done this just a few years. Like, he's been doing it since '97. Like, what's it going to be for me when I get out of this, So, it definitely gets harder every year. I think the worst disappointment is failing and not really knowing why. Not being able to come back to yourself and figure out what you did wrong. Giving yourself something to work on.
I think disappointment's a tough word. I mean, as we've seen thus far in the 6 seasons that the show's been on in America, everybody's gotten wet. So disappointment kind of comes along with it to a certain extent. I mean, going out there and doing your best is, even if you do fail, is still, in my eyes, succeeding to a certain extent with this tough obstacle. I guess, kind of like James is saying, the disappointment of training as hard as we do, getting one opportunity at it, and I think it's the times when you know that you could have done better, only getting one shot at it, and making some small error or just being off a little bit can be, you're done. So, and that just means having to pick yourself back up the next day and get back at it, and that can be tough to have to know that you got to do it all over again.
Oh man, I've walked on, and it is not the coolest thing to do. I mean, when you're out there and you're waiting and you're just so anxious, and you finally get your shot, and you've been out there for days, and you get your chance, and you get to prove to yourself that it was worth it. And I feel like I'm lucky in a sense that I did do so well, and now I don't have to walk on anymore. Fingers crossed for next year.
Would you do it again?
Oh yeah. I know that walking on now is so much harder than it used to be. I mean, I showed up 2.5 days in advance. These guys are showing up a week in advance now. Like, writing out rules for what the line is, like, because you can't camp overnight, so you have to be there like 5 o'clock on the dot. Some people are getting in line, you know, at 4:55, being like, this is the walk-on line. If you miss a day, you have to start over. So if you were second and you show up at like 5:01, you better hope there's not 18 other people in line already. Because they don't take a whole lot of walk-ons anymore. And I remember like season 2, season 3, there was like almost 400 people in the walk-on line at some point. It was like, it stretched from the main entrance all the way to those bathrooms by the gym area. And it was like 5 to 6 people wide.
Well, that was back when there was only one city, too.
Yeah, that was back when you had to show up and compete in Venice.
When the pressure gets too much and life fails to fall in line, I just sing to this 'cause I'll never quit. I'm just trying to live my life like it'll never come again, like there's no more games to win, 'cause I handled it all about that fit.